It's such a great day.
It is a great day.
It's Tuesday.
It's podcast day.
You know what? Today is Tuesday. What say you, Jeff?
It is. It was all right day. It's near the quarter end, so it's quite hectic.
It's garbage day.
It is garbage day.
Garbage
You know
day.
what happens on garbage day when I'm lucky?
They take garbage.
Operation Purge.
Oh, you get rid of shit?
Yeah.
You know what garbage day is for me? It's, oh shit, scrambling out in my bare feet, grabbing the cans, throwing as much trash in there as I can on the way over there.
Nude.
No.
I'm
no,
damn near
not
nude.
Not nude.
I'll run out there because you hear the garbage
I know,
truck,
you hear 'em.
that
Yeah.
distinctive noise that it makes. And when it stops and it picks up, you recognize that noise in your what is that?
Yeah.
Sense.
I know what you're talking
The
about.
sixth sense.
It's
Your
It's
your
garbage
si-
sense.
Spidey sense.
Yes.
Yeah, and you spring out of bed and you're like, shit.
Well, I've got I like to tip the garbage man.
How do you do that?
Give him money.
Yeah, that's usually being
Well,
gratuitous.
yeah.
You know.
Hold on, this is a new concept.
How you
for me.
doing?
What do you guys mean
What
when
do
you
you
say?
use to my friend bag of tangerines? Here, you like that? No, you give him money.
So you literally are standing out in the alley and going, "Hey man, what's up? Here, take this."
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
I've never thought of doing that. That's
And you know what? They love it. We've had
bet.
in the last I've met two different garbage truck guys.
okay.
And I probably give them a couple $100 a year.
Nice.
You know, every other week I give them $20, $40, and it's helpful because sometimes my garbage cans
Mhm.
I may have neglected to bring them down.
And they'll go get them.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool.
Money
But
talks,
tipping
man.
does not always work because don't you tip
No.
your rental car company and they still screw you over?
Well, that was different. I understand, but I like to be because it's all about opportunity. You know, if someone that has the control, like if the folks at the rental place they had the option, they're like, all right, well, you know, I've got 5 cars and I've got 8 people. You know, this guy tips, he's getting a car, right?
No.
Compared to no,
No, I don't think it works that way. Does it?
I think it does.
I don't know.
It can, and you know what? You may never know. It may be just chance, but the thing about it,
I remember you said you tipped them and then like the next week you're bitching because they didn't have your car.
that you're absolutely right.
Did
You know,
you ask for your tip back?
look, those folks do work hard, and
Yeah, they do.
I do. Yeah.
and it sucks, and it's got to be stressful because, like I just said, you know, you've got it's an industry I don't understand how it works.
Well,
I
they
wish
shouldn't.
They should be more proactive, is what they should be.
Well, they should, as you call to take the rental. I don't have any cars.
Yeah.
Or online. I don't have any cars. Instead of saying I have 5 cars, I'm going to take 10 reservations.
Right.
How stupid is that?
It is
Well,
stupid.
because they can gobble up the reservation and make you wait. And probably with probabilities and statistics, they probably think that most of the people that rent cars aren't return customers. So it's about gambling.
Well, the other part of it is there's
I disagree with the
there-
return thing.
Well,
they
there-
wouldn't
there-
have reward programs and Hertz Gold and all that stuff.
Well, that might be true.
I mean,
but
I think it's
There's
because
got to
they're
be a reason. That's the only reason. I'm sorry. There's got to be a reason.
yeah. So I think there's a certain percentage of no shows. Right. People are changing their travel plans. They're not going to fly out that night. They're
Yeah.
going to. I mean, these are road warriors, right? So they can change on a moment's
Well,
notice.
The biggest delay is
I
that
think it's the no-show percentage, and when
Could be.
people do show, everybody shows. Somebody's screwed.
so the biggest delays are like on Mondays, and it's because they're closed on Sunday.
That's why you never
So-
want to travel on Monday.
Well,
Like
not
at the airport.
Well,
Monday and
disaster.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Those are the road warriors, right?
Disasters.
Well, live and learn. So you know, and plus some of it.
I'll
may,
fly out Sunday to avoid Monday.
Yeah.
I was gonna say some of it may be my fault by late reservations, but it turns out that doesn't mean jack shit.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean if you want a car, the basically the best way to get a car is to be there first.
Right.
That's the best way. If they open at 7, you better be there at 6:50.
It's like
You know?
getting the
Right.
bottle of bourbon at the liquor store. If you want to be able to get the hard to finds, if they have it, you got to be first in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Well,
get it.
and it look, it was frustrating, but the reason why I tipped, yeah, sure that first of all, it just makes me feel good,
That's what matters,
you know,
right?
Yeah, that's all.
because
That's
they
Well,
all.
it makes
are.
them feel good. It
That
They're
makes
actually
working
should be
hard.
why you do it.
And,
Right.
and in fact, I told them, hey, look, it's not much. It's $40. It's probably enough to buy a couple pizzas for the staff because you guys
Right.
are sitting here humping it, and those guys are like full-time car washers.
Right.
I mean, they not only work the front desk, they got to run in the back.
They
And
do a
no,
lot.
I'm not making
Yeah.
any money from Hertz, and no, I don't give a shit. But but that's the reality. So I don't mind. $40 once.
No, you're
That's all
absolutely
right.
right. Your motivation should be because you're trying to make a difference for those people, not because you think you're going to get something out of it. Right.
Well,
Now, if you do, that's great. But
selfishly, even though I say that's not the reason, selfishly, there's a little strand
Mhm.
of
sure,
what is that called?
selfishness.
Ego.
what comes around goes around.
I don't know. Is it narcissism? I don't know. What is it?
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's that little thing like, yeah, hopefully they'll see
They'll
the
pay attention to me.
yes, and I'll
Yeah.
get that rental. Well, but
You know, back to the tip thing. I have never thought of giving like the garbage guys money, but I've wanted to go out there like at Christmas time and give them a bottle of bourbon or something. I've thought of doing that before,
well,
but I haven't. I've never done it. But
I don't know if that would be appropriate.
no, you don't think so?
No, because
I mean, they talk about leaving bottles of alcohol in the mailbox at Christmas time
For the mail,
for the
For the
post office,
mailman.
for the post guy. Yeah, the mail person.
there's a lot of
Mailman.
people that won't drink, and
No, it's
you know,
just it's mail people.
no,
and they're kind of like, geez, I could have really used that $25.
it's mail Z.
I can't buy diapers with this bottle of bourbon. By the way, I
Yeah,
can't drink. I've got cancer.
Or I'm a recovering alcoholic. Way to go, Paul.
Whatever.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people do
What a
that. Is what I'm
prick.
saying.
I've got cirrhosis.
Who does that?
God, what the wrong with you guys? Talk about shitting all over my tip idea.
Well, dude, I mean, who the fuck tips with alcohol?
I think a lot of people do it.
You got some.
With who?
The bread bourbon.
Yeah, the bread bourbon.
Nixnay on the shay.
We don't speak pig Latin here.
So Tuesday is a great day. Garbage is gone. The reason why is because I had a tremendous amount of garbage. I am extremely thankful. Operation Move My Fucking Construction of My House Forward has happened. And
yeah,
we've
no,
got a
you've
new
made a lot of
kitchen floor.
progress. A lot of progress this week.
Yeah, we had to pull the kitchen floor out, and we had a few incidences by unhooking the dishwasher and the refrigerator. It's like I get back with the dishwasher's fucking leaking. I fix that pipe, and they say, "Hey, Mr. Yeah, we got like the refrigerator lines." So I have to go back and I have to go buy all that shit.
So everything you moved ended up like breaking
Except the
something
washer.
or leaking
I
something.
need to be thankful. The washer worked fantastic.
Ah, good.
So, anyways, I'm happy. They're
Do you have
huge
hot water
tiles.
yet?
We have hot water. I went ahead and engineered a little with shark bites because we got from the sink in the kitchen. The hot water goes first. One of them goes to the sink, and the other one goes to the dishwasher.
Right.
And I was like, all right, well, we're getting new cabinets. So do I want to waste the energy and the money to fix that for 2 weeks? And then, yeah, I do.
Right.
I
Right.
do. I really do. Because you imagine a kitchen without hot water?
No.
Well, you bought a bunch of supplies to not have to wash any dish for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
Can you imagine a wife dealing with a kitchen with no hot water?
yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. You kinda
It
have
was
to-
a no-brainer, man. I was in there and I created this thing, and I asked the gentleman there, Jose, to hook it up, and he obliged me, and it was crazy. It was a crazy day. I'm trying to think. It was a work day too.
No, that was a weekend.
It was Monday.
No,
No.
because we ran to Home Depot.
Oh, that's right. It was on Saturday,
This
and
was
they
Saturday.
shafted me on Sunday. So you get these contractors, right? So they're out there on Saturday, and then like, we'll be back at 8:00 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, you'll be back at 9 in the morning. Yeah, we'll be back at 8 in the morning. No, you'll be back at 9 in the morning.
Right.
All right, we'll be back at 9 in the morning, Mister. Yeah. So
There you go.
they
This
didn't show up until Monday.
This is your fault. They're like,
No, from
okay.
what I heard,
Yeah, if you would have said 8, it would have worked out.
If they would have been there.
Yeah.
from what I heard, their wives were like, it's Palm Sunday and you're not doing anything. You sit back and you're gonna
Good
have
for
family
them.
time. So that's what the
Good for the
boss man
wives.
said. Yeah. So it was kind of like, when are they coming back? Because now 2/3 of my kitchen's done. When are they coming back? And so
They haven't told you when they're coming back?
Well, they were back today.
Oh, good.
Or
Okay.
sorry, they were back Monday,
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
unbeknownst to me.
So when are you getting your countertop?
Well, in theory, the plan is in 2 weeks from this past weekend, we're gonna be pulling out the operation cabinets. That's basically what's going on. Operation cabinets, 2 weeks. So
And you're pushing out your whole sink and everything, right?
yeah,
That whole bar there, you're going to push out like 3 or 4 feet.
yeah.
And you're going to redo the door? No, I don't need one yet.
Well,
The
yeah,
door
I've
with the
gotta-
little side doors, you're going to redo all that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the design is. So in the backyard, we have 3 doors essentially. There's a door in the center that's a 3068 door. It's a standard door with a bunch of glass, and then on the side there's 2 really small doors, which aren't really doors.
They're
'cause
like side windows.
Yeah, they're like side windows that open up like a door. You know,
strange.
It is. And anyways, they have no real function. The kids go out in and out from them, and leave the latch undone, which
We're just too fat to fit through them.
Yeah, that sucks too. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
That's why.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna do away with those side windows. And
We
we're gonna,
do it just to prove we can do it, but it's very painful and we get scratches on our gut.
Yeah. And-
Wow.
Yeah, especially with that nail that's there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, construction crap. Tuesday, I'm thankful, and you know what else? We started off. Jeff went in and went to our down the roster and rolled the dice, and his finger landed on Noah Mills,
Yeah.
and so we've got.
It's been a while since we had it.
The only thing I don't like about this bourbon is the bottle. The bourbon itself is great.
It's a wine bottle.
Why
It
don't
is a
you
wine
like-
bottle.
So Noah Mills, it comes in a wine bottle. It's a green glass, and it's genuine bourbon whiskey, handmade in the hills of Kentucky. Well, it's about 115. It's 114.3, 114.6.
Right.
It's
proofs.
potent. It's pretty
It's
potent.
So
hearty.
it comes in hot, but
It's good.
when you can appreciate bourbon, and I'm
Like
only
we
saying
can now,
this,
right?
I think we're on. I think we're there. We're not there as a sommelier, but we know we're
definitely-
starting to get there.
We're
And
sommelier
when
by
I can
now.
taste a bourbon that's this strong, there's a couple things that are going on in my mind. First of all, I do like it, and that's telling me I am a God bless an alcoholic. If for as hot as this thing is, and me to swish it in the mouth where my tongue is going numb and my
Right.
front teeth are numb, and I'm thinking, oh, it tastes good.
It's taking off your enamel.
I'm sure any phrase tastes good too, doesn't
It's
it?
got great flavor though.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Grape. Is that what you said?
No, great.
Grape.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah, it's got great flavor.
Grape. Grape ape.
Great grape flavor.
That was a weird show, Grape Ape.
Yeah.
Grape Ape. What was that from? That
That's a cartoon,
It
right?
was a cartoon. Was it Hanna-Barbera?
Was it?
Oh,
I don't know.
Here we go.
No, but hold on, Grape Ape. But what was that from? And what's funny about Grape Ape is I don't think you really ever saw him. You just saw his hand, right?
Oh
What
God,
do you mean
I don't
his
remember.
hand?
Grape.
What does that
Ape.
mean?
Grape ape.
Well, I mean, because he was like King
No, he was a
Kong,
purple ape.
And
yeah, he's right there, and he's got a ball cap, and
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Grape Ape. But in a lot of the scenes, well,
it looks like a Hanna-Barbera to me
Oh,
because it's
so we
got
put it-
this.
Of course
It's
it
got
does.
we put
the.
in Grape Ape in the search engine of Google, and they've got all these marijuana pods.
Is that what those
That-
are?
Yes.
The hell?
So we're looking at a bunch of pot buds. The ratio's like 1 to 50 Grape Ape, and the other ones are all pot.
So hold on. So that's the nickname of marijuana pods?
there must be a
Well,
variant.
there's a strain of the marijuana. I guess it's called Grape Ape.
Grape ape.
I don't understand
How
any of
many
that stuff.
strains are there?
I don't know.
There's 2: Space Ghost and Grape ape.
I think maybe marijuana
Wow.
marijuana may be
Very
similar
informed.
to bourbon, where you've got different strains. You've got, I don't know. I don't know that much about marijuana, but I'm assuming if they have so many names, They must have different
Oh,
types
yeah.
of tastes.
There's all kinds of strains that do different things, from what I understand.
They do different things, or they just have different
Well,
flavors
they
or
they
tastes.
they affect. They don't have different tastes. Well, I don't know.
Well, there's a head high and there's a body high.
Yeah, they do
There's
different
Really?
things.
those two things, and then you have like the different type of tastes. You've got really oily stuff, and then you got really dry stuff. And I don't know where that is on the spectrum as far as.
What does that mean? Body high versus head high.
Well, I'm paraphrasing. I'm reading here, so.
Okay.
Well, the body high is kind of like it makes folks tired. It makes them kind of like couch potatoes.
Like
That's where
relaxed, like majorly
yeah,
mellow and
yeah,
relaxed.
like hey man, like that's where I meant to do my homework and then I got high. Boom, boom.
What song is that?
I don't know.
And then I got high.
I think there's a flute in it, though.
No,
Is there a
flute.
flautist?
A flautist, yeah.
So
Is it Jethro Tull?
It
That's-
is Jethro Tull. You nailed it.
So that is the that type of pot is supposed to be the couch potato, and you just I meant to do this.
That's
but I
the
got
body
high.
high.
But
All
then
right.
the head high I think is like a stimulant, and it kind of wires individuals like they want to get up and
You're
they
excited.
clean the garage and just excited to do stuff. I mean, there's just I
Huh.
mean they get distracted probably real easy.
Huh.
But they're anxious to go. So it's like they go to point A to point B. Where am I at point C? And then but they get there really fast.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So
How
it's the opposite of ADD medicine.
oh, no, actually, from what I understand, it helps out folks that have ADD.
Oh,
Kind of balance things out.
interesting. All
I
right.
don't know. I'm not into it personally.
Ah, okay. Interesting. That was a
The
nice,
grape
quick lesson going from grape ape to marijuana.
Well, that was unexpected because
It was
the,
unexpected.
Yeah. Well, now we have
The power of Google search.
Yes.
All right, so I want to tell you the grape ape on some of the shows that I watched only showed his hand. So I'm kind of wondering what the heck that was.
Maybe you just had a TV that didn't quite work right.
I don't know. The
Oh,
one I saw
well.
was always a purple ape.
bottom
and
of it
he's
was
got a
blacked
green
out.
jacket and a green ball cap on.
So the great ape at the circus. Look at him. Look how. Can you click on that center one, Mr. Producer?
Oh my gosh, he's kind of pirouetting.
Yeah, that's how Paul looks Saturday
Looks
night.
like he's tucking.
That would look like that's what I would look like if I was a grape ape.
Yeah, it does look like he's tucking.
What'd you say?
You gotta-
What did you say?
A. Barbera's Great Grape Ape at the Circus, a Rand McNally episode.
Yeah, he's tucking.
Yeah, he's totally tucking.
Oh, come on. That's just.
And then they got the dog in the background playing the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. All right, let's move on.
Jack in the Box.
So Noah's Mill, it's got a fantastic taste.
It does. It does.
And
I enjoy it.
I'm enjoying it. It's strong. And we need to move on. So thank you for bringing the beer, Paul.
You're welcome. It's super ice cold.
Oh, that's what I love
It's the
about
I
it.
best
know.
way.
Me too. I can't drink it unless it's crazy ice
Yeah.
cold.
Well, it's the lagers that I like cold. I have a tendency to enjoy some of the IPAs and the darker beers and the craft beers not super cold, but this beer has to be cold
Yeah.
because it has no taste. That's
It's not
that's
true.
the only thing it's going to give back to me.
Just the coldness.
Well, they might as well just bring really cold water.
That doesn't get you fucked up though.
Yeah. There is taste. I enjoy this beer, Miller High Life Light.
Yeah, it tastes like.
No,
Urine.
What do
I'm
you
already
mean?
disagreeing.
Tastes like a
What, did you
fine
say,
beer.
urine?
He did
Who
say
did-
urine.
What?
I don't
didn't
know
say
why
that.
somebody would say that.
I don't know.
That's disturbing.
But it is. I like it as well. I think the only place we could. I've never found it at the Tom Thumbs, the Kroger's, the grocery stores. It's only at the Total Wine that
It
it
is, yeah.
seems to be.
Walmart used to sell it, and there would only be like two cases of it, and then and then it just kind of vanished. So
Wow.
anyway,
Well,
all right.
I'll tell you this. I got to try to start limiting the amount of alcohol, at least the beer. I need pick one or the other. I think I'm doing too much of it. My blood pressure is getting, my fingers are starting to get swollen and stuff. It kind of reminds me of that vacation we went out to Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, we did have sausage fingers.
Sausage fingers.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
So just by hiking as long as you did, all the blood in your body some blood ran into your fingers.
Well, yeah, we were in Lake Tahoe a couple summers ago. It'll be 2 years this summer, actually. And we went out to, there's Lake Tahoe, and then there's I think it's called Fallen Leaf Lake or Twin Lake. I don't know. There's a lake, and you drive way back in there, and some really nice homes back in there. And there's a firehouse at the base of the mountain at the edge of the lake. And some really beautiful waterfalls up there and whatnot. But there's a hike.
So we'll talk about Lake Tahoe first of all. Lake Tahoe's high in the mountains.
Yeah.
All right. So when you think about Lake Tahoe, you're like, oh, well, that's at the God blessed top. That's really high up there.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. The mountain continues.
Yeah, well above it. So
Yeah,
you're
completely oblivious. Because
so
I thought that was the cap.
yeah, I think you're about 6,000 feet, between 6,000 and 7,000 feet, maybe a little bit higher at Lake Tahoe. So that's where we started. It was about 7,000 feet, I think, and we were at the base of this mountain, and the trail. There's 2 lakes at the top of the mountain called Angora Lakes.
Angora
Lakes, and
yeah,
actually
okay.
there they are right there. And we were on that beach right there. And
yeah, see the center one with the boats, the yellow boats. We walked down that little area right there.
Yeah. And
that's kind of cool.
There's 2 ways
That's
to
cool.
get to it.
Pretty.
You can take your car and drive up it like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Or
You guys apparently didn't write that down or didn't know.
well, I knew that, but we wanted to hike it because I tried it with my family 5 or 6 years
for the
ago.
trip. Had I had any kind of decision processing in this, I probably would have said,
Let's
yeah,
drive.
let's just go an extra tier up and then start there. And
Yeah.
Jeff's like, no. See, Jeff had done it before,
Yep.
and the kids were younger. And
Right.
so I don't blame him for that. But we went halfway up, and he was like, I'm not freaking doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going back down with the kids because I'm not getting further with these little buttheads acting like this and
And
have to handle that.
and it's kind of a treacherous climb in spots because the path is it's not a path. It's basically you're climbing up rocks and stairs almost.
Yeah,
in
a lot
some
of people
spots.
pass through it. It kind of looks like
It's not very wide.
no.
Okay.
And so you start at the base and you walk through the woods and you find it just start going up. And
But the air is so thin.
oh yeah,
I could not breathe. I mean, it was a joke. It
Right.
got to be seriously a joke.
That you
And
couldn't.
because I'm making fun of everything, and my mind is fighting it, but it's like no, the air is so thin. I'm breathing.
the young guys, the boys, the sons, of course, sprinted up this thing
Right, they
practically. And so Sean and I are pulling up the rear, and we'd walk 20 feet and just die.
Right.
Just we sound like a dying camel. I know I did. My face was beet red. I looked like I was about to die, have a heart attack and stroke out. My fingers, Sean's were as well, swollen, where the skin starts turning white because your skin's getting tight and everything, and you're bending your fingers, and you're like, man, I'm going to split my fingers open. And Sean took a couple videos of us, and it's almost embarrassing to watch and listen to because we were so bad.
Was it like a steady stream of people just walking around you? And
No, not at all.
like 1,000 people?
It's very remote. We may have seen 1 or 2 other people on this thing.
They're like, look at those 2 poor guys.
So if we
No,
would have
keep
heard,
going, honey. Don't look. Don't look.
if we would have seen, we ran into a couple of people, and you're just like, you're trying to compose it and not sound like a dead animal,
Right.
a dying animal. So you're trying to hold in the breathing, so you don't look like a fool. I don't think I was successful at it, but it was an experience. And we get to we didn't finish it the first time, but with Sean, he kept pushing, and I never really wanted to give up. I don't think, but
Well, I mean, yeah, once you get to like, you got this far, and then, okay, it's only this much further, but you don't know really how
but we
much.
didn't really know.
Yeah, you don't know. You're thinking, okay, just right around the corner is probably the beautiful lake at the top.
Right.
And so you just keep going, and then that's how.
All right, so here's I'm gonna see if I can't get to a video here.
Some are up here laughing at us because we're 30 minutes behind them. Ha ha. Some are up here laughing at us because we're 30 minutes behind them. Ha ha. Some are up. What are we at, 8,000?
I can't even speak.
Yeah, you're not answering.
We had got
You want me to go over there and get them? 70. What are we at? All right, we've made it to the very top lake.
I'm gonna go over there and get him.
Is that you,
And-
Sean?
Yes.
You sound like you've been sucking on
39,
helium.
I guess it's an overnight. Preston.
All right, let me see.
But when you get to the top of this thing, it kind of spits you out. You finally make it to the top because you can't see the top because it's well treed.
Right.
You're in a forest essentially,
Right.
trying to climb up this thing, and you cannot see the top, so you don't know how far you have left.
Right.
And like I said, the boys are long gone. You know, they left us, and about an hour later, you know, we're still climbing, and we get to the top, what we thought was the top, and it kind of levels out, and we come to a parking lot area.
And right about that time, we're doing this.
We're lost. Somewhere out over Lake Tahoe.
Taco.
And we're lost.
Oh.
Somewhere out. I don't know if we're going to make it. We've got to go all the way up there.
You know, these are the videos that people leave when, like,
Like Blair Witch.
like they're dead, and then somebody finds their phone of their
Yes.
last moments.
Bless it.
That was so
Don't know if
bad.
we're gonna
These
make-
were your
don't know if
last
we're gonna
moments
make it.
videos.
We've got to think we're going to die.
Wow.
All right. Well, I was fumbling through some of those videos, but look, the whole thing was it's really it's a life slap.
About
Yeah.
about
It's
not
a
even
life
being.
slap.
It's not even about being in shape. It's not being out of shape. Right. I mean, you don't have
Yeah.
to be like a freaking Olympic sprinter to go
Yeah.
enjoy those
But
like trails and stuff.
But you
But
need
man,
to be
you
able to
d-
walk.
But you, yeah, you don't want to be. Yeah, you
But
don't
in
want
all
to be.
fairness, this isn't a walk. This was a
No.
stairmaster.
It's a hike. Yeah, it's a hike.
And it's going up. I mean, we were going 30 degrees, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
These and just the vertical steps, and it was crazy. And you get out to a little flat, and the thing about it is that your inner monologue is like, all right, well, I just want to stop, and I want to get where we're going, and then go back home. Because at this point, because it was so exhausting, I just wanted to go to the lake.
You weren't even enjoying it anymore.
No,
Like, right.
I wasn't. But
It was a challenge at that point.
Right.
it was, and then Jeff's like, let's go back, and then when I heard that, I was like,
No.
oh,
No.
you. I mean, I couldn't stop at that point. I
Right.
was like, all right, well, he and I are both making it.
Mhm.
And I felt
Right.
bad about that decision because I was thinking, what if something happened to him,
Right. Or you.
or me?
Yeah.
But
We made it though.
But luckily there was a chopper waiting at the top.
no,
There's
I
nothing.
don't think so.
There's
you guys were-
nothing.
you guys
nothing.
were-
Dude, by the
You guys
time
were care
anybody
flighted
got
back.
out there,
No cell phone signal.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, you're in the
So-
middle of nowhere.
Oh wow.
so we're climbing up there, and Preston Zika's like, I gotta go poo poo. So
This is on the way back down.
is it back down?
That was on the way back down.
I
So we'll
thought it was
cover that
back
in a
up.
second. So
I
when
mean,
we
were they even huffing and puffing? Were they anything
no,
at all?
I think him and Steven, Preston and Steven, made it in about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
And
they
they're
just,
like, it's fine.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
were
know
like,
what your
yeah,
problem is.
we kind of ran up, and Brandon and Austin were not too far behind, and
Yeah.
they made it up fine. And
Wow.
Sean and I
it's
were
amazing
just.
too because Brandon's Austin was 16.
That was 2 years ago.
15. He's 15, 16, and Brandon was 17, 18, 19.
He was. It was right before he
So he's-
went to.
So he's 18.
Yeah, he was right before he went to his freshman year in college.
Right.
So of all, I mean, because Preston and Steven take off, and then you got the oldest and the youngest hanging out and getting along, and they're having a good time, and they're climbing up the side, and Austin, Preston's, God, was it Brandon's a big dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's huge, 6'4", 5".
6'5". Yeah, this
football
was.
player. He's a lineman.
Yeah, this is when he was about to go play football. So he was 6'5", probably 300 pounds.
And yeah, he was healthy. I
And
mean,
no
strong,
issues at
healthy.
all.
No.
So
He just Paul Bunyaned all the way
He
up the
did.
mountain.
yeah,
did.
he did. He
Damn,
did.
good
He
for
pushed
him.
through it. Yeah, he sure did. Proud of that. And he tried. There were some trees that when you look at them, they look rotten, precarious, like they would just fall over and
Like old trees.
dry rot and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so he picks his leg up and wham and kicks it. Well, that thing
It didn't budge.
that thing was like a pillar. I mean, it didn't budge, and it gave back, and it pushed him on his ass. Now I don't know if any guys have been out in the forest where you have really old trees, and then you have really uh. Mm, so those old trees have these roots that come up, and the roots are so old that the roots are starting to sprout straight up and
Right.
create these stalagmites,
Right.
so to speak.
Like
So
spikes.
Spikes.
they're like spikes that come up out of the ground, and they're forging their way so eventually they can be part of a tree.
They're pointy and dangerous.
They are.
Yes.
And he kicked that tree and landed like right next to a collection of those stalagmites, is what I'll call them.
Oh wow.
If he would have been a couple more feet to the right,
I don't even think
he
it was
would
that
have impaled
far.
himself. Yeah.
I don't think it was that far. I think it was
Oh.
much closer than we think.
Do you think it could have killed him?
Well,
I think if it went through the back of his skull.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
you
But
should
if-
have
Dude,
seen
that's
them.
scary, man.
You should have seen them. They were jagged. They
Yeah.
weren't like a.
I mean,
like,
he's a heavy dude, so
Yeah.
all that weight going against them, they're gonna
they
impale
were
him.
shards.
Yeah.
They were like shards coming up.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
that could have been a disaster because then you'd have
Life
to carry
lesson,
him down
though.
the mountain, and you couldn't even carry yourself.
no.
We have many life lessons on this this story.
Yes. And when we get to the top, and
Be in shape. That's
Yeah,
number
there's
one.
and don't kick trees.
Right.
They kick back.
so when we get to the top, it was kind of like a false finish line because you get to
Yeah.
the top, and then you start going down,
Yay.
kind of flat, and you're just like,
Ah.
parking lot. The lake's probably right there.
Yeah, we made it. We made it. Were you guys hugging and like
Oh,
crying, maybe
man.
crying a little bit?
I yeah. I high
couldn't
fived.
have done it
Probably.
without you, man. I love you. I love you too.
Now, we were
Oh,
thinking
God.
of it, but we were 10 feet apart and out of breath, and the only thing we could think of was just like, I high fived him several times in my mind.
There you go.
I couldn't lift the
It's
arms
the
that
thought
high.
that
So you had a
matters.
moment, like sort of.
Yeah. So you kind of walk down, and then you got a parking lot, and you're walking across this parking lot. You're like, okay, where do we go? And then you see it kind of going back up. So you have to go back up. There's another trail that you go back up.
Were you panicking at that point?
Oh no! I was like, damn it!
No.
What the
Well, we're
F?
You were
looking
like,
for
oh
the
my
bulls.
God, he keeps going.
Yeah, we can't call because there's no cell service. You go, hey, where are you guys?
Right.
So we're like-
yes, that's the other thing. You're kind of committed to keep going because your children
Yes,
have left you.
correct. And they're gone.
Wow.
Yeah, they're nowhere in
So
sight.
did you guys not? I mean, have you ever been to like Disney World as a family and you say, okay, we stick together?
Yeah, but that was in a controlled environment.
You didn't do that. You
this
didn't.
is there are
So you guys didn't go over the rules before this. This is like
it didn't
poor,
matter.
poor parenting.
yeah
Didn't matter.
no the boys they were on their mission and that's all right. They're
And they're
old
older.
enough.
They're older too.
Yeah, they were
I'm being facetious.
17, 16, or whatever old they were at the time,
Right.
and then Brandon was like
So
17.
see, the producer pulled up. Well, we're starting to get there. So we cross this parking lot and we get to a lake, another little body of water, and it's just a smaller body.
It's like a
for
fishing lake. Fishing lake.
And
yeah.
there's people out there fishing, and we're thinking, oh, well, this is the lake. Well, we get to the end, and there's another. You go up a little bit more, and then there's another little parking lot.
Yeah.
And then there is what I call the cabins.
Yeah, they have a bunch of cabins up there that you can rent right around the lake, and their toilet system, their sanitary system was not working correctly.
No.
Oh.
So when you walked by it, it was pungent. It was aromatic.
See, that's
Acidic.
bonus. I mean, you guys are feeling good. You're getting good.
And you're
you know,
taking deep
deep-
breaths.
Yeah,
trying
deep
to,
breaths of fresh, thin air. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just bonus.
Yeah, it got real thick and it was nasty.
Yeah.
So anyway, you walk past that.
I blamed Jeff when I first smelled it. I was like, Jeff,
You,
you son of a
you
bitch.
dick.
He didn't deny it. He was like, oh,
That
whoa,
wasn't me."
that wasn't me.
Well, he didn't deny it because he couldn't talk.
Yeah, no kidding. I just kind of grunted. So anyway, we walk up there and we walk past, and we finally get to the main lake. And they have a beach there, and they have cabins. And
mind
there's
you,
there's a bunch of people up there. Actually,
It's not a big.
Yeah, they drove their cars up there.
They
It's
did.
probably
Yes.
about a 2-acre lake.
Yeah, it's not huge, but it's beautiful.
So-
And it's
absolutely
completely
beautiful.
natural. All this stuff is natural. These
it's
are all
natural.
like
And
This
they're
is not-
feeding each other. So they're going-
glacier-made lakes or
Correct.
something like that.
basically.
Correct. And it's absolutely beautiful. You know, it's picturesque. What you think of just Tahoe, the epitome of Tahoe. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about Lake Tahoe. We're
No.
talking about the small lakes above Lake Tahoe that
Yep.
feed the beauty of Lake Tahoe. So
Awesome.
So we get there. By the time we get there, you can imagine it was at this point. It took about 2 hours for us to get up where we're going to be.
Yeah,
Right.
I would think so. Yeah.
About 2 hours, and so you can imagine the boys were up way ahead of us. They were there an hour before we got there.
Oh
I
yeah,
think, or-
easily. Yeah.
So they
I think
rented
I think they got like drinks and food and shit.
Oh, they did all kind. They took a nap. They took a shit. But they rented a,
Yeah, we
little
smelled it.
canoe.
A day later, you show up.
So there's it's not a very big lake. So and I don't even know. In fact, I don't even think the water was as cold as it is down below. I thought it was a little bit.
We never
warmer.
got in. I never got in.
But it's
I
there-
mean, were
but
you
it's
guys
so-
like sweating? Were you sweating? Was it hot?
not really. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sweating, but it wasn't like here, right?
Right. Okay.
So it's my face was just beet red, and there was some sweat, but not too bad.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
So the boys, they got there in front of us, and they rented a little canoe and traveled
It's
across.
It's like a
because
kayak, right?
They wanted the kayak canoe to go to the other side of the lake because there was a huge cliff that people were
Yes.
jumping off of.
Oh yeah, of course.
And so they were like, "I'm doing that."
Yeah.
And here comes another life lesson.
Oh boy.
One of the boys, I don't know if it's Preston
It
or
was
Steven.
Preston.
Preston were laying in the water, and his mouth was open. And it kind of split the little lining in your upper lip in the middle. That little,
What?
yeah, the water got in there and just pulled it. Just
His lip away from his face.
yeah,
What?
yeah. Okay, I can't. First of all, he was high up there, maybe
It's
12 meters.
So the force of
15
the
meters.
water split his lip.
Yes,
it's not that
up,
one.
up in the mouth.
It's
Oh
not
my
that one, Mr.
God.
Producer.
That sounds horrible. Is it painful?
He's
No, you had it up there earlier.
yeah, you did.
Oh, it's that one right there. That's what they were jumping off
That's
of.
exactly what it is. Except
That only looks like 20, 30 feet.
that is that it really?
Yeah,
Or
that
maybe
was
it.
it.
Was.
That was directly across from us.
That doesn't look high at all. That's well,
That's what they were jumping off of. So anyway,
So
yeah,
was he bleeding and like?
yeah. He said it was a little bit of blood. Man, it was a small little slit.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
mean, it wasn't like he had to go get stitches.
It didn't cause like a huge.
But look
issue.
at that. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty high up there, man. That's like 30 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's and especially once you get up there, it looks higher when you're looking down
yeah, it's a commitment.
and you see rocks down at the bottom that you have to like jump over.
See that part is probably what not the smart thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people like there's various lakes in Texas where that's where people do that. Like they're reservoirs, really, right? 'Cause-
Oh.
and they
Man,
jump off and they die because
Well,
they
break their neck.
break their neck. They're laying on rocks.
I
They're
changed
drunk.
it. I did the same thing. I didn't climb out there, but we went to another place called the Whale or the Elephant,
Whale Cove,
Whale Cove, and
which is a nude beach.
really.
Oh, that's why you went there.
I didn't see anybody nude
You
We didn't that time.
Were you nude?
under my bathing suit. I was.
Okay, good. Thanks for
Yeah.
that visual.
So to get up on Whale Cove, to get up okay, so there's a rock that looks kind of like when you're looking at it, it kind of looks like a whale's tail.
No, it looks
Holy
like
shit,
a whale.
That guy's way up there.
Looks like a
Looks
whale.
like Moby's coming out of the water.
Yeah, his mouth, his head is breaching the water.
That's what it looks like. That's what the rocks look like.
Yeah, so look up
Yeah.
look up Whale Cove, and the rocks themselves, the way they are, looks like a whale.
Okay.
His head.
I think we're looking at the picture right there, aren't we?
No,
People climbing on
No,
it.
that's not it.
Oh.
No,
Whale something.
is that it?
well, that's not a very good angle of it. But take out the Lake Tahoe part, or look at Whale Beach. Maybe they call it Whale Beach now. I don't know. But anyway, it's a big rock like that.
There are large rocks in Lake Tahoe. Okay.
Okay.
So it's I mean they're huge, and there are I want to say they're not caverns, but they're like a system that you can swim through in between the cracks of the rocks.
Oh, fun.
Well, I mean I wouldn't advise it, but
Oh.
but they are there. So when you climb up, first it was so slick and so steep you couldn't get up there. It was like you had to learn how to do it.
Right.
It was I couldn't imagine because it was slippery, so you got to learn how to put your weight. It's all about balancing.
Mm-hmm.
And then once, because it took me forever to get up there, and I was determined because the boys were climbing up there, jumping off. And I was like, oh man,
It's just going around you, and
Yeah.
you're like standing there trying to figure out how to
I
move.
hate you.
It sounds like you're not bettering me.
So it sounds like you struggled the whole time.
Yeah, I did.
Was it any fun at all?
But I did get up there, and you know what else I did? I jumped off the God blessing thing right into the middle, right in between a bunch of rocks.
That sounds smart.
Yeah,
It was exhilarating.
You had like a 3-foot hole. You could
Yeah.
could jump in.
Did you fall off or you jumped off?
No, I jumped off. It was a controlled jump.
Oh, good.
I
But you-
wanted to dive, but the boys absolutely said no.
But you're about 20 feet up.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
It was.
There's rocks everywhere. Oh, I think I can make it between those two rocks.
I did make it.
Yeah.
Well-
see those big rocks?
Oh God.
They're like that through that whole area there, and they're just feet under
I
the
wonder
water.
how many people die doing exactly what you guys are describing at this lake on that rock.
Well,
Guarantee
look, the only reason
several.
I did it was because there was a dude up there that did it before me,
Mm-hmm.
and they had
And he survived, so you
They
went.
had they had a boat out there, and they swum from the boat to the rock, and they said they frequent the place. And so he climbed up there a couple times and jumped. And after I seen him do it a couple times,
Sure.
and he was just like, "Yeah, you just got to make sure you get in the hole."
Was he a little
I'm like-
person though, like 3 feet tall?
He wasn't a pygmy.
But you have to. I mean, you have to compare your body to this guy's body.
Well, I'm not big. I'm just fat.
Yep.
This is-
Yeah, Sean went in and went,
Uh,
and he's stuck
Guys, help me here!
like a cork.
I'm
Yeah.
stuck.
And the rocks are rough
I'm
too.
just saying, if he's like a little tiny dude and you're not,
no.
you have to consider that.
Yeah, and there were some little they were swimming through some shit that was kind of like real suspect. I'm like, I didn't want to swim through that crap. It was fun though, but you know, the
Yeah, that's it
the
right
height the altitude up there put such a stress on my body. I mean, I was farting and they stunk bad. And
Oh yeah,
my
the altitude does something to my gastrointestinal system,
Yeah.
and it affects me when I go to Mexico City as well because that's even higher than Tahoe. And something with the altitude, I don't know what it is. I have to watch what I eat, what I drink.
I mean, what's the elevation of Dallas though? Because your fart
400.
your fart smelled just as bad here.
imagine there.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I don't think elevation has anything to do with the smell of your farts.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay.
I don't know. It was
All right.
bad.
That's a science experiment we're never going to do.
Well, we will be going to Colorado, hopefully. I'll go one way.
Well, that's 9,500 feet. So if you thought Lake Tahoe was bad, your farts are going to like basically kill things up there.
I've been
the
to
sausage fingers were the worst.
yeah,
I mean, have you ever had your fingers where they were like
swollen.
swollen to the point where you could squeeze them, but you feel the resistance because they're so thick?
Yeah. No, not me. I've always been like in training for
What causes? Is that blood?
training for the Olympics or
Is
stuff
that blood
like that.
goes into your fingers? Is that what causes that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
Or fluids?
Well, water. Like remember, 90% of your body's made up of water.
So when you go to the altitude, why would it do that? What's the science behind that?
Well, you know, Jeff, I'm glad you asked.
Dr.
Fauci.
So what
It's
happens is
atmospheric
the
pressure.
molecules start to combine with the nitrogen in your bloodstream.
Yeah, the higher
Got
you
it.
go, it's a different ratio between the nitrogen and oxygen. Causes an adverse reaction.
I don't think any of that's true.
I don't know. So when we're all done at the Angora Lakes,
There
we
you go.
then we,
There
Swollen
it
hands,
is.
hiking, or similar physical activities are quite
Meat
common.
hands.
yes.
Most commonly likely because of problems related to blood vessels increased. So while swollen hands are usually harmless, it's an indication of body attempting to control the core temperature.
Oh, so you guys were overheating.
Now hold on.
It could be.
Hold
I mean,
on,
I had a
but
camelback.
type
I had
in-
water.
Type in altitude swollen hands. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't, but it has to do with the lack of oxygen. Maybe that's what it was.
Right. I don't know, but
I
it
don't
was. It was.
I think it's extreme out of shapeness.
that was a component as well.
Yeah.
Because were your kids having sausage fingers?
I,
No.
you know,
I might be onto something here.
I hate you.
So on the way down, so when we're up there,
Going down was way easier.
everything in my not
just roll-
necessarily because I have bad feet for
you
one
take
thing.
turns rolling each other down the hill?
I just somersaulted all the way down.
Oh my God! You know why he's got bad feet? I found out something that's tragic.
Are you going to share a story
Tragic.
about your bad feet?
I have a tragic story.
Paul, this is the worst thing I've heard in almost my entire life.
Wow.
Now, I've heard of some bad stuff, but this is bad.
Okay. Setting up a very good story here.
I don't think it's that bad.
What's wrong with
This
your feet?
guy bought his first replacement of sneakers
What?
in how many years?
It was about 8 years.
You were
Hold on. I stand corrected. He did buy some new skins for the trip.
Yeah, I was wearing some nice hiking.
Never
hiking.
mind.
But I have bad.
Well,
that
he's
was the
complaining about
most
his feet.
anticlimactic
I know.
lead-in to anything I've ever heard.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's talking about his feet, and I'm thinking, hold on now. The reason why your feet are so jacked up is because it's poor choice of footwear.
No, I got those were nice footwear
Okay,
when
well,
I bought
maybe your
them.
hiking shoes were, but prior to that, you've been beating them up with the secondary.
Well, they weren't secondary back in the day. They were very nice, very expensive shoes.
Oh, were they capas?
No.
But the capers with the two separate
Yes!
bows. Yeah,
I
tie-
loved them.
strap
They were the
bottom
most
was.
comfortable sneakers I ever owned in my
I
life.
like the capers.
They were amazing. You know what
Did
I'm
you
talking
have
about, don't you,
capas?
Jeff?
No, I don't. No idea what
K-
that
You
is.
don't know what capas are?
Kaepa.
What the hell
Capers.
happened to those?
No.
Well, they were.
Were they regional?
But-
I never heard about those.
Well, that's not.
The Capas
yeah,
shoes
the Capas
80. There you
80s,
go.
yeah.
Not key pass.
No, you had it.
Capas 80s.
No, never heard of it.
Those aren't. No, it's gotta be the 80s.
Yeah, right there. That it says 80 shoes.
All right, because
There they are.
There were two, because you got the bottom
That-
one and the top one.
Damn,
and
they were so comfortable.
they were, because they tugged. They kept your toes nice and tight, and they kept your ankle. It was kind of like
I have multiple pairs. Like I wore one out and then we bought another pair.
I want to say they were the pre quarter tops that came out.
Maybe.
I think-
Never heard of them before.
Really? Oh, you
Yeah.
really missed out.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah, they had two separate lacing systems, like two flaps that you could lace.
Yeah. Well, Capo made a bunch of brands, but I mean,
Anyway,
not but styles. But the two bows is what did it.
I think so too. All right,
Yeah.
so hold on. So you bought what? You had sneakers that you wore for 8 years, and
I
they
have Brooks now.
Oh, he's got a nice one. Look, all I'm
oh
saying
those nice,
Very nice.
is
like
ignorance
better
is
than
bliss.
Nike.
Yes.
Ignorance
Ooh,
is
look at
bliss. If
you.
you don't know any better, and, if you're walking around, you're like, these shoes are fine. I don't care. I'm not affected.
I did have Mizunas. I believe that's what they're called, which is another nice pair. But
That's
they were
like a-
just old.
That's a baseball
but I'm-
company.
What's
Mizuno
that?
bats.
Mizuno?
Mizuno bags and bats. It's a
They
baseball.
make shoes.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that's how I know them.
Yeah.
Mizuno.
So anyway, on the
They're
way,
a
so
baseball-related company.
so we're up
Why are
there,
you mocking me?
and we're like,
I'm
all
not.
right,
I was thinking of
we need to
something I
go
can't
back
say.
down.
Huh?
Now we need to go back down. So we had to rouse the kids. You know,
Right.
we took a break. Sean and I were fully recovered. We're like,
Well,
going down's going to be easier.
yeah. Well, before we start heading down, we're at the lake, and they've got this picture of a chipmunk, and right next to the picture is this little pamphlet that says, "Hey,
Skull and crossbones.
yeah, hey, look, careful, don't pet the chipmunks because you'll get the plague."
The plague.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want to read at the top of Lake Tahoe.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? The
Yeah.
plague?
Yeah, like what killed like millions of people back in the Middle Ages.
But I'm like, why is the
Bubonic.
city investing money on putting up pamphlets about the plague?
because it's got to be for real.
I mean, if they want to do something, they can control the plague in their own cities.
Kill all the squirrels.
Well, this is the middle of nowhere, so there's a shitload of squirrels.
Well, that's.
Bunch of chipmunks, squirrels, all kinds of little
I
critters.
mean, but what is?
I see where you're going.
How
with.
many people are getting plague in fucking in California, at Lake Tahoe?
Well, no, think about San Francisco. Those people are vacationing in Lake Tahoe, and they have the plague, and they're giving it to the squirrels.
Because they shit
Are they
everywhere.
fornicating or?
Well, no, they shit
You
in
don't
the
have
streets.
to fornicate with a squirrel to give it to them.
Oh, you can just like.
You give it mouth to mouth.
No, it has to do with their feces, I believe.
They try to squeeze their anal glands.
Could
Oh.
be fake
Maybe
vanilla.
they take some of those chipmunks and they shove them up their ass.
Plague detected at Tahoe
like
Area
a-
Campground. A flea. There you go.
From a
The
yellow
A
chipmunk.
flea from a yellow chipmunk.
The plague.
And see, and you guys were giving me shit about wanting to kill the squirrels in my backyard.
Yeah, well.
Hell no.
I
They're,
wasn't
they're
giving you
rodents
shit.
that carry the plague.
I never gave you
no,
shit.
they don't.
Yeah, they do. They carry the plague.
Where?
Black
Yeah,
Death.
Lake Tahoe.
Those are yellow chipmunks. Those are different. Those aren't squirrels.
Yeah, they are. They are squirrels.
It's in the rodent family. Actually, they were extremely cute. They were petite And if you had something in your hand and you threw it
Aw.
on there, they would run up and they would grab it.
And you were doing exactly what the sign said not to do, dumbass.
Oh, I was
There-
getting
there's the
close.
what the
sign
hell's
right
wrong
there.
with you?
I was sniffing
the sign.
them.
Yeah, so Sean had the theory that it was
Was sharing a
Nancy
drink.
Pelosi's San Francisco was
Yeah,
the
with
cause.
the shit everywhere in San Francisco, all over the roads and the.
Yeah, well, I had taken a picture of that little plague warning, and I posted it on one of the social media platforms. I was like, "Thanks, Pelosi."
Oh, you trolled the Democrats.
Did you get any feedback?
They were like, "I hate you, son. I'm gonna have to delete you as a friend."
That was something unrelated to that, but yes, they
Oh,
did
well.
delete you as a friend.
All right. So, I saw that, and then
Plague
at that
warning.
time I was playing with the chipmunks, and Jeff was kind of like, I heard him say he's leaving, but I didn't get up right away, but I did get up and followed him down there. And next thing you know, the boys are gone.
Yeah,
Again.
they leave us again.
Again,
They're like
why-
sprinting down the
What the
mountain.
hell? Didn't you tell them, hey guys, next time wait for us on the way down?
They didn't go straight down, but they hauled ass down.
They were within
then
yelling
waited.
distance.
I'm
this
thinking
time.
they
Yeah.
should have constructed a rudimentary, stretcher for you guys.
We
and
should have
ca-
gotten. We should have
and
gotten.
carried you down.
On the
should've-
way down,
We should have gotten leashes.
on the
Yeah?
way down, I guess Preston he had to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
He had the
great,
butt flu like really
Yeah.
bad.
wonderful.
I was carrying my satchel, and it had some bottles of water, and I had some flushable wipes.
Some man wipes.
Yeah, man wipes.
Man wipes. Oh,
Hey, look, if you're gonna have something out in the middle of the field like
Smells
that,
like smells
I'm
like
a big
man
fan
wipes.
of man wipes. I
smells
think
like cedar.
we've been over this. I'm a big
and
fan
bourbon.
of man wipes.
So your ass could smell like cedar and bourbon.
Yes.
well, you use your man wipes to clean off your dildo. I mean, I use mine to.
Well, you need that to smell good too.
What? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Paul.
We're
Like-
looking at you.
You're looking at my dildos?
I don't
Dilders.
There-
Oh, you named it.
I don't like my dildos. What's wrong with you?
So Preston, he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. What am I gonna wipe with? I think I wipe with this pine cone. And
No, you should have said, yeah, that's perfect.
yeah, well, I was happy to oblige.
Well, we weren't
That's why I
there.
brought him.
Well,
Hopefully he went off the trail like maybe more than
He
10
did,
feet.
and Steven took actually a video of it.
he did.
Oh, why would anybody do that?
Because they're
sick.
stupid. They're stupid.
They are
Those
stupid.
boys film. I'm telling you what. When we got to Lake Tahoe, those boys disappeared. All right, they went and parked the car somewhere, and I'll tell you the things that they do. They parked the car. They climbed up a mountain, and they brought their really nice camera with them, and they took photos. They had a photo op. A change of fucking clothes. They changed clothes on top of a mountain
They did.
and
That's
did a
planning.
photo op.
That's planning.
Yeah, okay.
I like that.
I'm not.
And they're in shape.
I'm not.
They are.
I'm not. Yes,
and they
are.
raced up the
Oh,
mountain and
they
raced
are.
down the mountain.
I'm not messing with you. I'm just kind of. I'm trying to fill in the blanks of their mindset. So, and then did they get a double bike?
Yeah, they did.
Oh my
They got a
God.
tandem bike. They
See,
got a
they're
tandem
they're
bike.
helping each other get up
They
the mountain with the bike.
rented a bike.
That's bad.
And they were disappointed because I don't think they could go as fast as they wanted.
Yeah, well, there was something wrong with the bike. I think.
Something. They came back and they were like, "Yeah, it wasn't what we wanted." And I don't know what they were.
don't
I think they were expected to go like 80 miles an hour down
Man, what-
the main
well,
strip of Tahoe.
I had growing up in New Jersey. We lived on base, and they had a military soldier's rental place. So you could rent a tandem bike for like a ridiculous amount, like for $5 a day.
right.
It was crazy. And my friend and I, we rented it, and I told the story to Preston about how we got on that tandem bike and we hauled ass, and we did haul ass.
You set an expectation.
I did, but we did, and I don't know what was going on with that bike. I think it was just
Probably had a governor on it of some sort,
how
or their gears
I don't
didn't
know.
allow them to go above a certain speed.
You know what I love about this story, though? When you guys are describing the boys and how they like do stupid shit, it's like when you're that age, everything you do is a blank slate. Like let's do this and see what happens. Let's do that and see what happens.
That's
right?
how you learn.
Right. But us, like when we get pessimistic about life very quickly.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we all do. So when you're in the mid 30s or 40s, I don't know, you're like
Tandem
yeah,
bike. screw that.
Yeah, you're like, that sounds like a work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like nothing's a blank slate. Everything's like it's got this jaded, pessimistic. That's too hard. That's too much work.
How about a rickshaw? I'll do that. I can ride in the back.
Isn't that funny though? I mean, you look at that's exactly what's driving their mental attitude. It's like, oh, I've never done that before. Let's do it. Come on, let's see what happens. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Everything's a blank slate. Blank slate. I love that about the younger generation.
Well, we were that way at the
I
time.
know
We
exactly.
would have been
That's
the
my
same
point.
way. Yeah.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. I think that's a cool thing,
That was
though.
back when I was happy.
Yeah.
I mean, when my son sends me pictures of what they're doing, I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
And then I have to remind myself, oh, they're just doing fun shit. Like
Yep,
like
and I
whatever
think-
comes to their mind.
And I think back to my college days, and I'm like, I did that and 10 times more.
Right.
They're not through yet, so they have a long way to go.
Yeah.
But
No, it's good stuff.
I know my college experience was off the walls, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean,
So
you just do stupid stuff. I don't
Preston ended up pooping. Steven fucking filmed it, and he ended up leaving those little flushable wet wipes. I think that
They're probably still out
normally I
there.
would complain it, but they said they're flushable, which tells me that they're biodegradable. And
They're probably
know.
still out there.
whatever. I'm sure the animals ate it. And there were a lot of trees that
Yeah.
fell. I mean, on the trip up, the walk up there. I mean, first of all, the trees are abnormal. They're large. These are large trees.
Very, very
And
large.
Sequoias.
Yeah.
Sequoias.
Is that what they are?
They're redwoods.
No, they're big ass
You
pine
can cut
trees.
a hole in the middle of it and drive a car through it.
They're
Yeah,
not
wow.
quite that large.
It's not your
They're
ass.
They're just big ass pine trees. I don't know what kind they are, but
Okay.
I mean, even
Never
the
mind.
acorns.
Have you guys
They're
not
about
seen?
football size.
Have you ever been to a redwood forest?
been to Muir Woods?
I mean, they're gigantic.
Yeah, I've been to Muir Woods.
I mean, they're
these are not
freaky.
these are
large.
not redwoods, but
they
they
have
are.
large redwoods in Stormwind in
Yeah,
in,
they're not. They're not.
Yeah,
Well,
it's insane.
World of Warcraft.
some of those small ones right
Oh,
there.
well, that's the same thing then.
They're not that big, right there.
World of Warcraft. Yeah,
Yeah.
they look just like the stuff in World of Warcraft.
But those
Yeah,
trees
well, the World
behind
of
it.
Warcraft, they have these trees you can like live
You see
in.
the thinner
they're not
ones.
real.
You see the thinner ones there. That's how big they are. You know,
Yeah, I got you.
but they're tall.
Of course, they're hundreds of years old.
But anyway, there's many of them that have fallen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're
So
not that
there's,
old then.
but there's dead trees. Oh, they're right there.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
what it
we
looks
can
like.
See,
and
look at that. You could drive a car through that,
No, you
That-
couldn't.
or at least a motorcycle.
God, that looks very
Maybe a smart car.
Look
It's
how it's
a-
burned on
like
the
a
inside.
dinosaur. It's not burned, it's dark.
No, it's burned. That's why the tree is split.
No, it's not.
Oh my God,
That's fungus.
not fungus. What's wrong with you
It's
guys?
mold. It's black mold.
That is redwood doesn't well, actually redwood does get moldy. What is that? That's your attempt to burp? You know what? You need to take a time out.
I burned the roof of my mouth doing that.
Well, good. You deserve that. Put some bottom into
It was
that.
pretty weak. It was very high pitched.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kind of like a flugelhorn.
Fuck, I'll do better.
Yeah. I don't know.
Give me a minute.
You need some bottom in that.
God,
Some,
It really hit me
I've
in the
never
lower
been
head.
insulted like this before.
some
This
juice.
is a new experience
You
for
need to
me.
have some juice mixed in it.
So
God,
two
you burp
hours
like a pussy.
2 hours to get up, 2.5 hours to get all the way to the top. And we
stayed maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's
We-
go. What is that?
we stopped by the snack bar. I
Vacation.
forgot-
Remember when you're standing by the Grand Canyon?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
I forgot how long we went in the snack bar. We got something. I forgot what it
Well,
was.
they're known for their
Corn
I thought
dog.
lemonade, wasn't it?
uh,
But it was like $12 for a cup of lemonade. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but you were like desperate to suck it down. I'm
No.
sure.
Well, it was the only thing around within a 2-hour climb. So you're like, all right, I'll take some.
Mhm.
so we
They're not stupid.
we got some snacks and then we started the haul down. And going down was I think it took 30 minutes.
Yeah,
35
going down was
minutes.
easier. My feet gave me problems, but going down is much easier than going up.
So it's 5.5 hours
Yeah.
going up and 33 minutes going down.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, coming down was much
Basically.
easier. Except for me,
And-
my feet were the problem.
And the cool thing, even like after we got down, we got to the car, and like Jeff was mentioning that the base of the lake is a firehouse. Well, the roads to get to that firehouse,
It's almost
are
one way.
extremely narrow, and almost all of it is one way. And there are little parcels, little sections of land that are it's like if the road is God bless it, the road is winding down the mountain, and you have the cliff, and let's say the cliff has a little bit of land there, and someone decided to buy that land and build a house on it
Okay.
within 20 feet.
So there's little houses everywhere.
No,
So
they're
there's-
big houses.
They're like
Big houses all crammed right next to each other.
on the side of a cliff on a one-way street,
Yeah, millions of dollars of these homes.
Damn.
and it's like and if you, I mean, it's amazing. I wish we could. I wish we'd taken some pictures of that.
I think one had like a rail system, didn't it? Where they could put like I saw one that had a it was almost like not a roller coaster, but it had like a track where they could move from one section to the other.
A monorail.
No, but it
I
was
had two rails.
It was two rails.
A bi-rail.
So I don't know if I don't think they rode in it, but they could move shit back and forth between the house and the other building that they had. Anyway, it was
It's an
ridiculous.
old coal
Well, something like that.
coal bucket. Truck.
Yeah, but I couldn't imagine being in that firehouse and there's traffic going both ways, essentially down a one-way lane. And the way you get around it is there's little carve outs into the side of the mountain, so cars will pull off to the side, and
That sounds awful.
you're kind
Is
of
it like all
is.
super congested? It's like too many
Now,
people
there was a
and
system.
tourists everywhere.
There's
and
a
it just,
system.
no, it wasn't.
I
it
hate
wasn't-
crowded places. That sounds
It
crowded.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but I mean, you dealt with traffic.
Right.
Amazingly, but I couldn't imagine. It'd be wonderful to live there, but the traffic in and out would drive me
Be a
nuts.
nightmare.
Yeah,
Now you'd have to own a helicopter.
or a boat.
Oh yeah.
I would just take a boat. I'd park my car down there, drive my boat, and then come get it.
Perfect.
If you could
It was
afford-
nice though.
Yeah,
Cool. It sounds like a great vacation.
it is. I'd recommend it. I want to go back.
Yeah.
My dad lives out there, so that's why we were out there.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. Well, if you guys
it's
go
so
again, let me know.
expensive.
It is.
Excuse me.
Well,
It's so like
part
I
of
mean,
it-
the
we are in
plane
California.
trip and the plane ride and the lodging. I mean,
We could drive it. It'll take about 3 days to drive it.
yeah, I don't think that's not very fun.
What we did once is we flew into Vegas because you can fly to Vegas for
3 days, really? It takes
100
that long?
it's about 28 hours straight. So break that up however you want.
Yeah, that's
With the
miserable.
family, you're about 3 days if you have kids. Now you may be able to do it in 2 days, but
Those are long
that's to
days,
my dad's
man.
house. So to get to Tahoe, it's another hour or so past that. Anyway, we flew into Vegas because you can find the Vegas dirt cheap. And
Could. You can't do it now, but you used to be able to.
Oh, I don't know what it is now. But we flew into Vegas one year when we were going out there to visit my dad, and we drove from Vegas to his house, which is in Carson Valley. He's about an hour and a half south of Reno, right at the base of the mountains, like directly. You have Lake Tahoe, and then you go down the mountain, and he's right there. That's where they shot Bonanza. And it's about an
Oh,
8
yeah,
hour.
you told me about that.
It's about an 8 hour drive from Vegas to his house. And you are driving through the desert.
Right.
I mean, desert. You actually see a turnoff for Death Valley.
Right. Flat and dry.
Flat, and there is
Is that worth it?
nothing out
The 8
there.
hours. So it takes you what, 3 hours to get to Vegas?
It's about a 2.5 hour flight to Vegas. We stayed the night, saw the sights at Vegas, saw a show, and then we drove.
you
Yeah,
can-
that right there, that 95. You just take boom all the way. You go through Tonopah.
Yeah, and it goes through Death Valley is around there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing out there. Goldfield, there's Tonopah. You kind of go to the left at that point, and
Wow.
you know, it's there's nothing out there. Absolutely nothing.
Cool. There's a little lake there.
That's Topaz
The
Lake.
Walker River Indian Lake.
Yeah, it's Walker.
Walker.
Then you have there's Lake Tahoe right there. There's Carson City.
I can't wait to go back. I don't know if I ever will. I would love to go back.
Well, I'm going back. You're more than
Yeah.
welcome. So
I want to go.
you're not welcome.
I'm in shape.
No, that's why, because you'll show us up.
You know, and here's the thing.
No, I'll help you guys.
I wanna do that. I wanna go up to the mountain again.
we need to
You got to train.
we need to train for that though and prepare
No, I
ourselves.
don't
gotta
care,
train.
man. Let's just do it.
No. I think you should train. And,
No, we're gonna try.
Because we're
and
older
And I
now.
think you should probably train for about 5 years.
we're gonna train for. Well, first we gotta make the trip, and but I mean, I'd like to figure out where we can stay up there.
There's
No.
all kinds of places to stay. We don't have to stay in the same place,
Um,
which was nice.
yeah, I want to look. I'm at a point in my life where I don't mind spending a little bit extra to for a little bit more luxury and accommodations. It's all about the quality of life at this point.
So it is.
You know, if it's going to cost me an extra $10 to have a shitter, I'm in.
Yeah, see, Lake
That's
Tahoe's
important
at
to you, though.
6,200 feet. So you start at 6,200 feet.
But not to say I can't camp. I mean, if we get a camper out there, but
Rent-
where the hell are we going to get a camper?
You're going to rent an RV?
It's expensive as shit, dude.
That's $5,000 a week.
Is it?
I
It's
think
not
so.
cheap. Plus fuel and mileage.
They charge you for mileage.
They used to because I looked into it.
What if we? Yeah, I don't know.
They charge you like so many, like
What
25
about
cents a mile?
a fifth wheel? They can't charge for fifth wheel
Oh, I don't
by
know.
mileage.
I don't know.
We'll take your truck out there and pull an RV around.
I've thought about it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, I mean, we could always do like send somebody out with a car. I mean, have someone pull it out there or drive it out there. Just hire somebody and
Like
just say, hey,
One of our kids.
yeah, or just hire somebody and say, hey, I need you to drive this car from here to there, and then drive back, drop it off, and come back.
And then we fly.
I mean, because it's going to take, say, 3 days, pay them $200. 3 days.
Did we
worth
get
of-
2 cars when we went out there or just
We
one?
did. We got 2. We had to. We
Right.
had to have 2 cars because, I couldn't be in the same car with you farting.
Especially at that altitude.
Right. Anyway,
It's a nice place, though.
yeah,
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
it is. And I don't know if it's open yet. California is as backward as they are.
What food place did we get sliders from before we made it to Lake Tahoe? We
What's that
stopped by
noise?
like some slider place or sandwich
$30
place.
It's my
sliders.
garage door.
Oh.
Slider
What was
place?
The sliders.
It was before we made it to Lake Tahoe. So this is when
So we
we were
flew
in
in-
California.
We flew into Sacramento. And when we drove from Sacramento, we stayed the night in Sacramento.
Yeah. Where
Because
the
that's when
boys-
the boys were in bikinis and
Yeah,
the
the-
30-year-old mom was checking them out.
It's where they wore Speedos.
The hell?
The boys wore Speedos.
Black Speedos.
To the hotel pool.
Wow.
And then so they were all
See, that's
cocky.
taking the whole blank slate thing a little too far.
Yeah.
They got all cocky. They got in the pool and everything because
Then
no
they
one
got
was there.
embarrassed.
And then all of a sudden, this cute blonde lady in her 30s shows up, and she's pretty. And the
She's got a couple
She's
kids.
checking them out?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, they're wanting a piece of that. She's wanting a piece of that.
Yeah. And we were all in the hot tub, and she was in the hot tub with us.
And she was hot.
It was a big hot tub, though. I mean, don't make it sound like it was cozy.
Yeah,
mean, it was like-
It was a big.
It was
So
like
you're calling
8
the
foot
pool a
by
hot tub?
no, it was an 8 foot by 12-foot pool. It was a big one.
She's over there by herself.
She was on the other side. She had 2 kids.
Yeah, she had a couple kids.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Speedos, huh?
Yeah, Speedos. It was crazy.
How dumb.
So the sliders, I don't know. There was a restaurant we went to that had a buffet that we went to. Austin, remember that? That night?
Yeah, I just wanted to know the place.
I don't know where the
was it.
sliders were. Is that where your dad went to lunch with us?
No, this is before we even made it to Lake Tahoe. This is hotel. We were at the hotel. We went to this one place for dinner or lunch, and the food there was absolute garbage.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all. That was in Sacramento, though?
It was a food place, and it's just like knowing the name, you're like, oh, no wonder it's garbage. It had something to do with like
Is that where you dropped your phone out
Sizzlers.
front?
The Sizzler.
Yeah, Sizzler. Is that where you dropped your phone out front?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the one where they had the buffet we were eating.
I don't remember eating that Sizzler at all. Did we?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember getting barbecue sliders, and
You know
this
what they did
thing
have?
came
Costco
out.
had
Oh, I do remember that.
Costco sold booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They do down in
And-
Collin County.
And they
Or on Plato,
sold
I mean.
these
Do they?
popsicle stick. You know those little Kool-Aid sticks they freeze?
I've got some downstairs. Would you like some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have alcohol?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
They
go-
do?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'll go get us.
Well, let's
we're
do that
about to take
during
a break.
during the break. Yeah,
All right.
we'll start out with, instead of a bourbon, we'll talk about alcoholic.
We'll still do that.
We'll talk about
Gotcha, okay.
alcoholic. What did you call them?
Well, they're vodka pops.
Yeah, the vodka
Vodka
pops. So
pops.
there's
Vodka pops.
they were good. They don't sell them here in Texas. Do they sell them now?
They sell wine version.
Yeah, so it's not booze. Those are the vodka pops. Those were
Yeah.
different. No, they're called vodka pops.
Vodka pops.
Well, I'm willing to try one.
They're good. They're just like
yeah,
the
we'll do that.
push-ups.
We'll do that during the break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll sample them. You know, you were talking about the stupid shit we do when we're in college. One story, it's kind of a random story, but it jumps out at me. So we had my roommate and he and I went to high school together, right? And they say, don't ever do that, right? Don't ever room with your high school roommate, because you want to meet new guys and whatever. Anyway, so
That doesn't
college
always
was
work.
this?
That doesn't always work out, by the way.
It doesn't work out, and I can share lots of stories about what worked and what didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
But he and I are great friends still to this day. Anyway, so we moved into this dorm, and this dorm is like an old 60s, maybe even 50s block style dorm, and
Cinder block walls.
yes,
That's what I stayed
and
in. Yeah.
nothing gets into this thing, right? So we move in, we're all excited, like blank slate stuff. We're super excited, and we're trying to get the radio. We want some music, desperately want some music. And so we hook up our little stereos and all this kind of stuff and try to turn on the radio, and it's
Why don't you just stream it?
that's a great question, Jeff. Back in 80,
90, 89.
play
maybe.
Pandora?
Yeah, put some Pandora on.
Yeah,
Just stream it.
I kept saying over and over again, Alexa, Alexa, and everybody was looking at me like I was nuts.
You were ahead of the game.
I was. Anyway, so we're desperately trying to get the radio, and so all we're getting is
Kids these days don't have to deal with that.
right.
Yeah.
So here's what we do: we're getting all creative, right? And I have an umbrella, just like ET, right? I grab the umbrella, I take the wires, I connect them to the umbrella. He is teetering precariously out of the window, and I'm like, and we're getting. I mean, we're getting a little bit, right? We're getting just enough to think that this may work.
Right.
Okay. So he's leaning out of the window. It's just the second floor, so he probably wouldn't have died if he'd fallen out. But he's holding out with the and trying to get Houston radio. So he's forcing. It's in call station, so we're forcing it to the south. And all of a sudden, the radio becomes clear as day, and it goes K1995 or whatever. If you can't hear us, then move. I'm not kidding. And at that point, we were like, fuck. Folded up the umbrella, threw the shit onto the ground, you know what I mean? And gave up on it. But I mean, it's funny. Like, that's the kind of shit that our boys they do this every day.
Right.
Was it like the movie Real Genius?
Stupid stuff like
With
that.
Val Kilmer?
Val
Real
Kilmer.
genius.
Oh,
You ever seen that movie?
Oh, of
Yes,
course.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Have you heard him talk recently?
Is he?
He's not doing so good.
Well, didn't he have? So
he
he had
like
cancer.
he has the
Yeah,
voice,
he
I
had-
believe.
Did he have throat cancer?
I believe so. He had throat cancer, and
Val Kilmer
I think he.
has cancer?
Yeah, he had. I don't know if he has the vibrator box or if he just like that now. I don't know, but it's really
Yeah.
bad.
I know.
It's really bad.
Poor guy.
Still alive, but
Oh,
that's-
there's the second picture on the right in the middle.
Yeah.
Gray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was
kind of
crazy.
sad.
It doesn't even seem that long ago when he made The Saint with Elizabeth Shue,
yeah. I saw
and
that.
they're both hotties, right?
Smoking hot.
Smoking hot, both of them.
One of my funniest movies with Val Kilmer. Did Val Kilmer do Top
Yeah,
Secret?
there he is, right there in the middle. You see him holding his throat.
Apparently, he's in the new Top Gun movie.
Top Gun?
Yeah, Top Gun 2.
I wonder if they're gonna dub his voice in. If they're gonna
I don't know, but he's in it.
explain why his voice sounds like. Anyway, he's very difficult to hear. But yeah, he had throat cancer, so it's
Poor
unfortunate.
guy. It is very unfortunate.
Well, I have liked almost all of Val Kilmer's movies. I've heard about him personally being kind of a dick.
Have you
but
really?
yeah,
Like he's tough to work with?
yeah, that's what I've heard. But
Well, he played a good asshole in The Iceman.
Oh yeah.
What's the
and Top Gun,
Iceman?
the original.
Top Gun, the real
Oh yeah,
cocky.
yeah.
So my two favorite movies with him is the Heat, not the Heat, but Heat.
Oh,
With-
that's good.
Oh, he's great in that, and that's a fantastic movie. And then the other one, actually, my favorite is The Saint.
Now, is the Saint where he was like, what is the Saint?
Top Secret was good too.
the funny one. Sorry.
He's with Elizabeth.
Chocolat mousse.
He's with Elizabeth Shue, and he's kind of like this, a mercenary spy. No, not a spy.
Man, he was in a shitload of stuff.
He's like a burglar, right? But he's like a top-notch, amazing burglar, and then people pay him to do shit. And
I
he's,
know I've seen it, but I
Oh,
don't know
it's-
what the Saint. Oh,
That was a remake from a '60s show.
yes, and
the
it's
Saint right there. Boom.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was a remake from the
You
'60s.
got to watch it. It's so good.
When did that come out?
So-
'97.
There's a thief for hire's latest job to steal the secret process for cold fusion, puts him at odds with the traitor bent on toppling the Russian government, as well as the woman who holds its secrets.
So what is Val short for?
I don't know.
Valerie?
Vallum.
I don't know. Good question.
Vladimir?
Wonder
Well,
what,
that'd
I
be
wonder what his
Vlad.
background is. Like
Val Edward.
His lineage.
Maybe Val is kind of like a Vaughn.
I don't know. Click on
Maybe
his. Yeah,
maybe
click on it. Let's
maybe
see what
it's-
is he from? Is his family from like
Los Angeles.
originally?
Right.
I don't know. right,
His
well-
mother is of Swedish descent. His father
there you
is
go.
English.
So I
Um,
guess it's
Yeah, that seems like a
Scandinavian.
Scandinavian type of name, for sure.
Scottish Irish.
Scottish.
Scottish.
Roar.
Oh boy. All right,
Roar.
go up a little bit more. Where was that? Where he's at? Those is that in the military there? Even
Oh,
No.
the Island of
Island of
Dr.
Dr.
Moreau.
Moreau.
was as bad as everyone said. Oh well.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
I never saw that one. Never even heard of it.
Well, Real Genius.
You never
was
heard of the
funny.
Island of Dr. Moreau?
No.
It was that was a remake. The
No.
original is pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you're right though. He's in a ton of movies.
Yeah, but they're all like C class.
Well,
No, I wouldn't say
at,
C.
at
Come
the
on.
end, in the end, yes. In the beginning, I remember he played the Doors. I saw that when I was in college.
Oh yeah,
He-
he was good.
He played Jim
The
Morrison.
door. Oh yeah, that was good.
He was good.
But
Yeah.
it's So he's in Top Gun.
Yeah, I told you. What
How the hell? Muerto.
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 Canyon of
Muerto.
Death. Isn't Muerto death or
Yes, it is.
murder or something like that?
Muerto is dead.
Muerto.
Muerto.
Soldier's Revenge, paid it for.
How am I doing it better than you are?
I
You,
don't
you
know.
have like great Spanish.
Muerto. There you go. Muerto.
Like
What-
do
what-
your
what
do,
language
do
was
your
that?
radio the radio spot.
I am not a.
Do
A
your radio
party-
spot.
Jean Cruz.
Sean Carlos.
Which part?
Yeah, are we
I-95, Jean Cruz.
What the fuck
okay?
was
Yeah,
that, man?
I really don't know. I want to hear that again though. That was kind of
Yes.
that was it.
Oh, he was in Willow. You know, I heard
Willow was a great movie.
I heard Disney
That's
is going
crazy.
to make
I
a
love that
TV
movie.
show under Disney Plus with the Willow
The
story.
Willow.
The whole story there.
The redhead in Willow, I had a huge crush on, and she I've never saw her in another movie.
She's been in some other things.
Has she? Oh, lady wants some love. Willow was such a good movie. I love that movie. I'm gonna look that up and watch it again. The redhead in there was so cute.
I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
Saoirse.
Sorsha.
Yeah,
Oh.
Joanne Whaley.
Who is that, Jeff?
Joanne Whaley. Yeah, she's
no,
been
at the
in.
front door.
Oh, it's my neighbor.
Your neighbors in your house?
No, he knocked on the door.
Look how cute she was. Wow, that is a striking
Did Julie
woman
let
right
him in?
there.
She answered the door.
Oh,
Very cute.
Yeah, she was in some other things, but
I don't remember seeing her in anything other than that movie.
she was only in one movie.
That's not true.
well, she was in Ferris Bueller, wasn't she?
No,
That's not her.
I know who you're thinking of though.
Yeah.
She's beautiful too.
She was in Willow. She was in Willow.
She was in Willow. That was her one movie.
And there he was. Yeah, see, she's been in a bunch of that. Oh, she was
of
in,
course,
she was
she's
in
been in more than one
Beowulf.
movie. I just don't remember her in. I don't remember seeing her in any other movies.
She was in Golf in the Kingdom,
No. See? The Virgin Queen.
the Californians.
See?
So,
there we go.
anyways,
All right, moving on.
backtrack to Val Kilmer and Top Gun and new movies coming out. Go back to
I'm kind of looking forward to the new Top Gun. I think
Yeah.
maybe because of nostalgia
Well,
more
when
than
is the movie
anything.
Of
coming
course.
out?
Of course.
Nostalgia because when did that come out? 87? 88 maybe? Was it earlier than that?
That was mid 80s.
Well, you know what movie? I know Paul's going to go see this. Is
1985.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh God. I saw the preview for it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Comes out
I saw the preview during the tournament and I was like, why?
comes out tomorrow. Let's go.
No.
First in line.
White Evan Williams label?
Midnight showing tonight. White Evans Bottle and Bond.
I'm in.
You're going to yell, "Get him!"
Yeah.
And do your high
Get him,
stepping.
Godzilla!
You guys need to bring your slings.
No. That was such a horrible idea.
Yeah.
I think it's great. You bring
Yeah.
your both. You bring ice. And,
Yeah.
And we're not
Big-
going to bring peach bourbon,
Big no.
Sean.
Yeah, that was you.
oh, you know what?
You ruined that concert.
Did you
for
bring
me.
something?
I brought the sling. I'm the one that had to walk that shit in.
I brought
I risked
brought-
my life
we
for
got
you
honey
guys.
and peach.
I brought
Yeah, why? Who does that?
I brought Blanton's.
Somebody that wanted to treat you guys like the studs that you are, with some treats.
Honey,
it was
what?
all sticky.
It was gross.
In retrospect,
It ruined the concert for me.
I don't think it ruined it.
I think my night of sleep ruined my concert.
No, that
Yeah, I think the
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 anticipation.
hotel wasn't that bad.
The
hotel
antici-
accommodations were horrible.
No, it wasn't that bad.
You found a dead body in one of them.
I know.
No, you saw an outline
There's
of
an
a dead
outline.
body.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
sperm.
that's different.
And sperm was
We used
everywhere.
the black light,
Well,
and there
okay,
was
who turns on the black light in a hotel like that?
Sean.
Okay, first off, you can go to a high-end hotel, 4 stars, and turn on the black light and be like horrified.
Have you ever done it?
No,
How
That's-
do you know?
but I'm just saying.
You just try to get out of it.
I
No,
always,
I'm not.
Your hotel pick was
It
trash.
was horrible.
I always
Yes,
bring a
it was a nightmare.
sleeping
We got
bag.
the plague that time.
I bring a sleeping bag with me when I go to hotels.
Hey, the chipmunks from Tahoe.
See, you do. That's weird.
Is it?
Yeah, you sleep in a hotel bed in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
You're a germaphobe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually,
Yes. Yes, you are. No. I don't know anybody else that does that.
well,
I think I would have that night
I'm a
if
germaphobe.
I had one.
Well, yeah, that hotel was bad.
But I was so liquored up on peach and honey bourbon, I didn't care.
Yeah, and you felt great.
Oh,
and-
come on.
It was so
After
s-
that concert was over, the bars were open. Oh, my God. And then we're standing outside with the singer from Moody Blues, and he was saying, I own this restaurant, and let's hang out with Paul.
Yeah.
Come on, Paul and Jeff.
No,
Yeah, that was Sean's buddy.
Oh, the guy with the boat.
Yeah, both. And
He
started
was
bo-
talking to
Did he own the
you.
Yard House or something like that?
Is
I
that
don't know.
is that the concert where you knocked me down when we were leaving the concert?
I think that, no. I
That
think,
was the one before. That
yeah,
was
the one
Foreigner.
before. We didn't knock you down.
Yes, you did. You knocked me to the floor.
You know, this has been a conversation over and
That's
over.
why
You
it's-
literally knocked me to the
That's
ground.
why your shoulder's bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Come on.
I'm just walking along going, God, that was so good. And he kicked my. No,
That-
I don't know what you did.
No.
The next thing I know, I'm on my back staring at the ceiling.
No. that's not
Completely
how it
unprovoked
happened.
attack.
Going, that was a
No.
great jujitsu move.
I don't know what it was.
He pulled his jujitsu.
And then Sean's like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's not how it happened.
That's exactly how it
even-
happened.
Even though Jerry claims that he witnessed it, Jerry only saw half of it.
No, he saw the whole thing, and I
No.
felt the rest.
No.
Well, I
Just-
tell you, it was strange after the Kansas and 38 special. The elderly gentleman who kind of latched on to it was Sean and I that were there, and then he came up, and it was strange.
He was odd, and I'm not sure if he was. I'm not sure what they.
I don't know if he was hitting on us or if he was just a lonely dude.
They may have been just. I don't know. I'm gonna say hi. I don't
They
know.
could have been swinging it
They were.
because it was two dudes, wasn't
Really?
it?
He had like some earring. I'm not saying all guys that have earrings, but this is 2020, and you know what? I'm going to backtrack on that whole thing. So I don't know, and I don't care. They bought us a couple Bud Lights, and you drank yours, by the way.
And I left.
But no. You didn't leave because you had a second one that they bought.
Oh, then I left and left you hanging.
No.
And you got his
Actually, I
business
think
card.
you did leave me hanging.
That was really awkward. I remember walking up to that situation. Everybody's kind of huddled around. Everybody's huddled around this guy, and you're standing right next to him and being very friendly. And I was like, "What's going on here? Like, who is this guy?" And what's going on? Yeah, it
And
was.
that's when the guy started.
It literally smelled awkward from the get go.
Then he had
when I walked
a
up.
contractor that he wanted to introduce Sean
Yeah.
to.
Yes.
And he was in overalls, and I don't think anything else underneath.
He's a painter.
Yeah.
Remember?
You realize, had we left you there, your body would be stuffed in a well right now.
Missing a kidney
Okay, I like that scenario better.
in the bathtub.
You would have woken up with one kidney and maybe
Yeah,
part of your liver missing.
I'll take that one.
Well, your liver will grow back.
Yeah, exactly.
It was odd though. And
It
the
was
thing about
really.
it
Oh, the whole thing was
is
awkward.
months later, one of them called me back. The contractor.
Wow.
He's like, hey, Sean.
Hey, how you
Well,
doing?
he was looking for work.
kind of like your plumber. Hey, how you doing?
His dreamy eyes.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, he
apparently
was calling for work.
him and Ted or whatever the guy's name was, maybe they had a falling out.
I don't know. I didn't ask. At the time,
I would hope you wouldn't know those details.
Hey, what's
I'm
going
very-
on with you and your
I'm
partner?
very thankful that you don't know
yeah,
those details.
I don't have a clue. Now, I mean, this guy looked like he had huge hair. He looked like he could have been one of the singers from White Snake or something. It was just
Well, it was all permed and everything and
just
frosted.
a big old bucket of hair.
He
on
had
top.
frosted perm.
And then his friend, it was the painter with the earring and the hoop in his ear, and they're kind of like, oh, I don't know, you know.
And part of me was like, okay, well, maybe they're
You
kind of.
sensed it.
There was part. No.
See, that's the difference
no.
between you and I.
No,
I will
hold on.
say it.
No. It was awkward from the beginning, and then no, I wasn't thinking the gay thing. I was thinking, okay, what if they've got money and they're really lonely guys, and
That's
they see
what-
a group of guys. We all came out together from the concert. Hey, what's up? And I don't know, maybe they were like, wanted to hang out with a group
Well,
of guys.
that's the story he
and they're
told
lonely.
us. That's the story he told us.
old lonely dudes.
He's like, yeah, we just moved up here to the Dallas area.
Yeah, and I've got
Hi
a boat.
guys,
I've
I'm
got
new to the area.
No, that's not how it went down.
Oh.
He's got, I've got a boat, and I can take out the boat.
I have a boat.
He did
I'm new
say
to the
that.
area.
I know.
I have
And
a
Sean the whole
boat.
time's like,
I own a
oh,
restaurant.
tell me more about your boat. Oh, do you have a large mansion?
It's large.
Come on, guys, let's hang out with these guys. Meanwhile, we're inching away very cautiously. And you were like, oh, yeah, tier 1.
No, you assholes. You fucking bailed on me. I was stuck.
Yeah, you were stuck.
Maybe that's why I jumped you.
Yeah.
Well, that was the previous
We're
show.
still looking for your kidney.
Oh, that's the previous show.
It's the previous show.
It is previous show.
But it was
Yeah.
good fun. Yeah, that was an odd time.
Well, the previous show we saw The Infinite Journey.
I was not there for that.
Foreigner. God, that was amazing.
No, it was after.
I know.
Foreigner.
Infinite Journey. We leave the Foreigner concert,
You
which is
should have
great.
been there, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Which
I
was
wish
great.
you would have been there.
I honestly, I don't think were you and I
Jeff didn't
friends
like you.
back then?
Jeff thought you were a douche.
Well, I just heard this guy named Paul. I was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with him.
and then he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my
You
god,
can't hear very well. I
Wears
just-
hearing aids." He's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
See, and I get that.
I don't associate with people
I
like
get
that.
that. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with the hearing aids.
Having to
Yeah.
repeat everything over and over and
Kind of a
over.
deal breaker.
Yeah. Yeah, you do
I
have
don't
to
Sign
sign
it.
language.
You do have to three-peat over
Yeah.
and over again. Oh no. What did you say?
sign language.
Yeah, sign language.
Oh, dine. What?
Huh?
What do you? Damn, it's so hard to understand.
Trying to
you
read the
guys.
My
lips, the
nose
microphone's in the
was
way.
itching.
Anyway, dang it! What was I gonna say?
Something about
You made fun of my
Infinite Journey.
You made fun of my hearing
Kansas.
and
Infinite Journey.
Infinite Journey. No, yeah, it's gone.
Foreigner.
Gone now. Oh, I remembered. Okay, July 10th.
Loverboy.
Loverboy at Choctaw. I've got 8 tickets,
So here's the.
and if you wait too much longer, I've got 9 guys that probably would be interested. So, talk to me.
Well, I'm in.
Yeah.
No, show me the money.
Give
Well,
you get 10
How
bucks.
much?
I'm kidding. Okay, so you're in.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be that much. $100 each.
Oh, they're no, God no. Oh no, nowhere near that much. They're
Yeah.
they're 8 and 9.
Well, we have a huge history.
8 or 9.
89. I
Oh,
said 89. I
A
should have
huge
said
history
99.
of
That would have
going
been
to
funny.
these concerts, these small. I enjoy it, man. When we come back, we need to talk about some of the concerts. We kind of lit this up
It's
a little bit.
fun. It's fun.
The
And I'll
concerts are
pick
fun.
the hotel.
How about we stay at the Choctaw Hotel?
Ooh, let's camp outside.
Just like with a tent
Yeah, like a
we'll go
tent
talk-
outside of Choctaw.
in July? No thanks.
Excuse me.
It'd be freaking hot.
Yeah, it would be.
What'd you say?
I'm not going to camp in middle of July
Instead of getting a
No.
hotel, we're going to camp out in the wilderness.
That's a hard pass.
unless the tent has
That's a
an,
hard no.
unless the tent has an air conditioner, which they do make those. All right.